Warning, this video contains spoilers for Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. Hey everyone, Ravinous here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. Last time, we made it back to Castrum Orans with the Wounded, and we made a plan where we are going to hit the Empire from two fronts, flank them, by enlisting the aid of those in the far east of Doma. But before we do that, we are going to be finishing up our little side quests here at the Castrum, make sure everything is in order before we leave. So, where we left off for that, we found a mentally disturbed person who might be one of the missing prisoners that was once captive here. We're going to continue on that line right now. I imagine Lieutenant Mullock has finished questioning the detainee by now. Go and see, if anything, what, if anything, she's learned. Alright. And again, we'll keep an eye on the map, see if there are any more side quests that open up. Alright, what you got? Oh, Ravinous, I just finished with the questioning. Unfortunately, he can recall absolutely nothing of his past. The only thing he's certain of is that he escaped from Garlean captivity. I'm beginning to believe he really is one of the missing prisoners. But where does Bittermill fit in all of this? I fear we reach an impasse. It's not as if we can ask the Garleans what they were doing there. Or perhaps we can. The soldier who escaped us earlier must know something to have been patrolling the area. He has to be taken into custody. Come, Ravinous, we must speak to Serpent Marshal Brookstone about assembling a search party. No stone can be left unturned. Alright. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And he doesn't take you seriously. A soldier is the key to finding the missing prisoners. I just know it. You wish to capture a soldier you encountered at Bittermill. Well, you should know I've already dispatched a reconnaissance team. After reading Lieutenant Mullock's report, I thought it'd be prudent he be apprehended immediately. However, therein lies the rub. We lack the manpower to sufficiently survey the area. In fact, I was just deliberating over who I should call back to make a sweep of Owen's stash. There's no need for that, sir. Ravinous and I will go. I realize I'm not the ideal scout to assist in this, but we have to find him. There she goes. Kind of in the crowd of people, she disappears. But we've been to Oran's stash. I said it was going to be important for later. And sure enough, now is that time. So we'll just head this way. Cut through the forest. Try to put some distance between me and these creatures. So that way we can get to where we're going. Alright, there she is. Leshy. Yep. Need to finish you off so I can do my search in peace. Man, you're so tall I can't see your face. Now I can see your face. Got ya. Ooh, I got a log. And from what I imagine, from what I read, that's actually a high quality beach log. Yeah, beach log is actually really good. Good for later. On your guard, Ravinous. I have a bad feeling about this place. Alright. A wounded Imperial? Why would he be wounded? I didn't punch him. We found him, Ravinous. We really found him. What are you? These wounds, if he's not treated soon, he won't be telling anyone anything. He's like to bleed out if left unattended. Go and tell Serpent Marshal Brookstone that we found him, and he needs medical assistance before he can be moved. Okay. Don't get attacked by whatever attacked him while I'm gone. Yeah, I just returned recently. because I'm recording a lot of these back to back to back to back, because I want to continue this at a pace that I like to play this at. So a lot of these videos are being recorded at the same time. I mean, this is what, episode 17? Yeah, 17. And really, this is what, day 3 of early access. So, like I said, I'm trying to play this at my own pace, and unless it slowed me down, I'd actually be a lot further if it wasn't for the bottlenecking. All right. My men have searched high and low, but there's no sign of this runaway soldier. We found him. He needs medical assistance. You found him at Owen's stash. Say no more. Attention, this is... Ah, crap. I missed it. Hold on. Attention, this is Brookstone speaking. The subject has been found at Owen's stash. I repeat, the subject has been found at Owen's stash. He is severely wounded and is in need of medical attention. Excellent work. Perhaps now we can finally get to the bottom of all of this bitter mill business. That's why I have an event log just for such an occasion. Alright, and I do need a casting ring, I believe. Let's double check. I have... Yeah, I have good healing rings. Right there. But I do need a casting ring. Alright. By all rights, my men should be back by now. Go and see if you can find Lieutenant Malek. I want to know what those Garlean dogs were up to. Oh, so I don't need to go back there. So, likely, they got her back safely. Yep. There you are. Ah, Ravinous, I'm happy to report we managed to bring him back safely, and not a minute too soon. I planned to speak with him shortly after returning, but the healers won't permit anyone to see him until he's settled and the bleeding stopped. I imagine we won't have to wait very long. Okay. I see the marker somewhere nearby. Oh, right there. Wait. Got it. Waiting done. I imagine she's asking me of my exploits. It seems he's finally fit to speak. I don't expect you to be grateful, but I'd like to remind you you likely won't be standing here if we hadn't found you in that cave. Now start talking. What were you doing there in Bittermill? We were looking for someone. An escapee from one of our facilities. He lost his memory and was otherwise mentally unstable, so we knew he couldn't have gone far. I believe the man you're speaking of is already in our custody. We found him seeking shelter in Bittermill. He claims you captured him, though he cannot recall where. So he returned to Bittermill after all. I guess the past came back to haunt him, even if he can't remember it. Listen, my superiors are not like to show you any leniency. If you tell me everything you know, I'll do all within my power to see your life is spared. Do we have a deal? Miss, I may be dressed in their uniform, but you'd be mistaken to believe I owe the Garleans any allegiance. I'll gladly tell you. 20 years ago, a group of prisoners was relocated to Bittermill to assist in the Garleans' more unorthodox experiments. They wanted to create a new chemical weapon, one that would leave buildings untouched while killing any and everyone it came in contact with. Black Rose, I believe they called it. That's horrible. Their intention was to drive back Eorzean forces without wasting any of their own on the front lines. Of course, they wouldn't know if it really worked without willing volunteers. And what better place than a village long since abandoned by its people? Not a single prisoner survived. Their test proving a resounding success. It was only a matter of time before Black Rose would be deployed, or so they thought. To the surprise of many, the project was shut down before Black Rose could ever be used. The order came from the legatus of the 14th Imperial Legion, an interim leader of the Alamagan province, Gaius von Belsar. The Black Wolf would not allow the senseless murdering of Eorzea's people. He saw them as future subjects of the Empire to be ruled, not savages to be slaughtered. Everything was to be destroyed, but the man behind the project would not see his work wasted, and ran off with the last remaining samples of Black Rose. He was promptly apprehended, but he had already hidden away his work. They used very heinous tools at every heinous tool at their disposal to make him talk, yet he would not, or rather could not, tell them where he hid it. The doctor had already gone mad. He couldn't remember a thing. I can only assume one of his experiments went wrong and ruined his mind in the process. That means the man we found earlier. Aye, that's him. Grillamaris, the former head of research of the 14th Imperial Legion. Interesting. So, all those prisoners are dead. I can't believe that incoherent mess of man was a scientist in service to the Garleans. I think we've heard enough. Thank you for your cooperation. Oh, I could have talked to him. I couldn't see him there. Oh well. Oh well. What do you think, Ravinous? A part of me wants to believe it isn't true, but I see no reason why he'd lie to us. There has to be some way to substantiate his story. If the entirety of Bittermill was used for their experiments, it would be no easy feat to do away with the evidence of such a massive operation. No, there would have to be some lingering traces of their work, and if they couldn't dispose of it, their only option would be to bury it. Ravinous, we have to go back to Bittermill. Yep. So, and we did see the footprints last time too, as well as that stench in that one building. So, my guess would be it would be around that building. The footprints led to the back. So, probably behind that building. And I believe this should be the last part of this quest and end the side quest for now. Which would be good. Alright. Hi, Bar. You're going to attack me, aren't you? Oh, I guess not. You had no interest. There we go. Alright, let's split up. There has to be something here, and I'm not leaving until we find it. Alright. So we have the footprints leading back this way. So, there we go. Right where that guy was digging before when we looked back here. But remembering the footprints would have led me back here anyway. Your digging reveals a small metallic container, though you probably shouldn't touch it. Lieutenant Moloch will want to know what you found. Because yeah, those footprints did lead, like, in this direction, so just follow it, but they would go right behind. They said it was fresh, so... Alright. Hi, Poppy. And we'll go over here. Sneak through here. Good thing I don't have to worry about tetanus. But there's some bad nails over there. You found something? Yep, metallic container behind the building. Metallic container? Could it be the missing sample of Black Rose? So he was telling the truth after all. Ahem. There's no time to be sentimental nor hasty. Any mishap in handling the container would prove disastrous. Let's report back to Serpent Marshal Brookstone. Alright. Yep, I wasn't the only one to do that. Head back this way. Hopefully they'll just have his men go grab it so we don't have to come back. That'd be great. And let's see, yeah, this is going to give us a rig, so that should be it. So... see, I already said Roller's Reach as one of my favorites because it's a major town. I wouldn't call it a minor town, but it's barely a major, not quite a major town, but still, it's a place I'm going to be coming back to. So, and plus, teleporting there puts me back in this region. I'm going to do the same thing once we get to the east, is put the city over there as one of my favorites. I might set it as my free for a while. Yeah, free if you have the authenticator. Lieutenant Blanc reporting, sir. We discovered the identity of the man who we thought to be one of the missing prisoners. He is Grilmarius, former chief of research for the 14th Imperial Legion, who oversaw the manufacturing of a chemical weapon known as Black Rose. After a thorough survey of Bittermill, we discovered what we believe to be a sample of this weapon. We'd like to request assistance in retrieving it. Attention, this is Brookstone. A container we believe to be containing a Garland chemical weapon has been discovered in Bittermill. We need you to get out there and retrieve it immediately. See? Using link pearls! So we don't have to go back and forth as often. Good, I like that. As for the missing prisoners, they were used as test subjects for Black Rose. There were no survivors. Sir, I don't believe we should allow the risk of such a weapon falling into the wrong hands. I agree, Lieutenant. After the weapon has been safely moved to a secure location, rest assured we will see to its disposal. As for Grilmarius, his fate resides with the Council. Considering the weight of his crimes, his punishment will be quite severe. I almost pity the man, but memories or no, his crimes cannot be excused. Lieutenant Curry, Ravinous, you've done well today. I'm sure you're both quite tired. Go and rest. You've earned it. Actually, I think I'll be heading back to Gridania to write up a report. The events of Bittermill need to be recorded, and that we might prevent such atrocities from happening again. I wish I could accompany you a while longer, but I'm sure the Great Griffin's Bane is needed elsewhere. Thank you again for all your help. I look forward to adding your feats of daring to a record someday. Alright, and I wanted the casting ring. Another job well done. Alright, put that ring with the rest of the stuff. Alright, he has no more quests. We'll zoom out, no more other quests. So, main story time. Okay, I'll say. Belts. Let's look at belts. That's right, I need all the belts. I just don't need healer, tank, or striking. So, casting or aiming. Probably aiming. Yeah. Let's get to work. Where men go as one, there is life. Where there is life, there is cause to hope. Our grandfather believed that, and so do I. But before we can forge ties with our friends in the Far East, we must first find a way to reach them. Othard is not exactly right over the river and through the woods. I'm one step ahead of you, dear sister, or rather, Tataru is. But before we discuss that, there is another issue I wish to address. Much as I would like it if we could all make this journey together, someone will need to remain to serve as a liaison to the Alliance and the Resistance during this critical period. Moreover, as Justola cannot be left unattended, then I should obviously remain. Very well, issue addressed. You know, Alphino, it would have been quicker to just ask, and markedly less patronizing. Yes, I suppose, would you be willing to look after your Justola and provide support to Averald and the others? Yes, Alphino, I would. You see, that wasn't so hard, was it? Enjoy your trip and don't you dare return without a gift. Oh, I would not dream of it. Right then, Sister, Ravinous, Lise, gather your things. We are for Limsa Limensa. I'm not gonna take a small boat like like our samurai buddy did, whose name eludes me at the moment, but I like him a lot. So, we are going to head to Limsa, and the fastest way is actually to teleport to the Mist, because I happen to have an apartment there, and all those costs are really expensive. So, I don't need to use a ticket, because teleporting to my own apartment is cheap. So yeah, I have a free company house and an apartment. Those give me handy little cheap teleport points. So, we are at the Mist, and we'll teleport out of here, and I'll be in Limsa. See, there we go. Apartment complex. Go to the docks. I will miss Quile making fun of Alpha now while we're gone, but that's okay. I think we'll have other things to deal with. He just asked me if I want to leave. Not important. Not story dialogue. It's NPC. You need something of me dialogue. All right. We're in Limsa. Let's see. We are heading upstairs. Fastest way, Aft Castle. Aft Castle. Alright. Alright, now we need to charter passage. Luckily, Tataru is apparently setting us up for that. So, right over here. Plus, we have lots of friends here, so I don't think it'll be too expensive. Let's see, there we go. Release. Fieldbrand was always Y'Stola's domain. I haven't spent much time here, to be honest. I spoke with Eorzea and Thancred along the way. To say they were surprised by our strategy would be something of an understatement, but they did not dispute its logic. Alright. It's a smart move. Tataru should be here any moment with our ship's captain. So we're going by sea after all. Is Merwib lending us our pick of the Crimson Fleet? Not exactly. You're right in as much as we are traveling by sea. Regrettably, it's simply not feasible for an airship to travel such distance without impossibly large fuel reserves. To say nothing of the inevitability of running afoul of the Empire's aerial defenses. But that is equally infeasible to sail an Eorzea Alliance vessel halfway around the world without the Empire taking notice. Which leaves us with only one other option. Speak of the devil. Sorry to keep you waiting. May I present you Captain Carvalian of the Kraken's Arms. The Kraken's Arms? Don't tell me you made a deal with pirates! Greetings and salutations, Scions. I take it from your comrade's tone that you no longer wish to proceed with our proposed arrangement? Not at all, Captain. Pray forgive my sister her outburst. She has ever been one to speak her mind. I, on the other hand, am the very soul of discretion, as many well-respected personages would attest, from the offices of the Admiral to the highest houses of Ishgard. But where was I? Oh yes, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn do indeed still wish to employ your services. However, it is important that you are aware of certain extenuating circumstances. Alright. And intent on securing passage to the Far East, you came to us, knowing us to be proud purveyors of said region's finest spices. which you steal from God-fearing merchants out on the high seas. Whatever privateering the Kraken's arms may or may not engage in is strictly within the limits of the law, as set forth by our indeflatable keeper of the peace. More to the point, we are pragmatists. I see considerable risk in aiding your cause and neglectable profit, or negligible. Well, I for one think the captain has a point. The five seas can be extremely treacherous, and many poor unfortunate souls come to grief out there on the waves. Why, when we were in Ishgard, I heard tragic tale of how the heir to the house of Durian Dare vanished at sea. Even now, nearly 20 years later, the poor count remains convinced that his son still lives and would pay a sultan's ransom for news of his whereabouts. We have leverage. Truly a tragedy for the ages, and a testament to the misfortunes that may befall us should we act without due consideration. But so long as you are prepared to abide by the capricious whims of fate, I'm willing to oblige you this once. That said, in light of the recent rebellion, I trust you understand that I cannot deliver you to Doma itself. I can only take you as far as Kugane in Hingashi. We will require time to procure sufficient provisions and make ready for departure. I humbly suggest you do the same. Leverage. Good work, Tataru. Having leverage with pirates. It's great. There she is. The poor little boy had only seen 14 summers when he left Ishgard. Can you imagine what it must have felt like to finally be free and explore the world, unbeholden to all the stuffy traditions of the Holy See? Such a shame he never returned home. Without him, the Count Durande must look elsewhere for a successor, and the good Lord Janiquard is one step closer to being next in line. Not sure what just happened. I could have sworn he was about to turn us away, but then he changed his mind. A little clueless there, at least. Blackmail, is it? This is a dangerous game the two of them were playing. What guarantee do we have that Calvarian will just throw us overboard? Easy. Keep Tataru here, maybe? Suddenly, all those hours Tataru passed cavorting and capering at the Forgotten Night seem rather better spent, do they not? That said, I intended to press this point more obliquely, and there was something disconcerting about the pleasure Tataru took in making Captain Cavarian squirm. Alright, so aiming belt. Alright, let us continue on. Actually, we'll continue this on in the next episode. We are out of time, as I had to check. Anyway, so off to the Far East in the next episode. So, if you enjoyed this, give it a like. Any thoughts, comments down below. If you haven't subscribed, click on my beautiful face. If you like to support these videos, check out my Patreon. And thank you for watching. Until next time, later.